Nice to meet
Uh,
you. Nice to
Nice
meet
to
you.
meet you.
My name is Sofiia, and I will be interviewing you today in an unusual way for me because it's my first time to do an online interview like that. So I hope
Okay.
everything will be fine.
Likewise. Yeah.
Okay, so are you okay with recording and transcribing then into the text version? So it will be published on players.com.ua, and it is our first time that we're managing to have the interview with your team and with your personally. So hope everything will
Yeah.
be fine. And I can start with my questions. So, you're the young coach, but you're already working at the top level. What has been the biggest challenge for you in this role?
Mm, I think the biggest challenge is actually learning what my job is actually supposed to be. It's not like very recently you started hearing other coaches what they do in a team is more exactly, and like how abstract it is, how different it is from team to team is like not very specific. It's also like I'm I'm trying to learn from I try to learn from all others like sports, like different traditional sports, not only just esports. Uh, and the biggest, hardest thing to do, I think, is actually understanding your players. It's
Like from
yeah,
inside, like mentally?
yeah, like because you have to. The way I see it, I'm not in the position that I have to put my ideas and they have to follow my ideas. We're not. This is not how we work. It's more like I have to find a way that everyone's ideas kind of get heard and they get gelled together. And that's basically, I feel like my job.
What sports did you catch up with the most
Just
easy way? Like
team sports,
football?
just any team sports, any team sports. Like when you hear coaches or like whatever people that talk about team sports, psychologists that talk about team sports, that's what I was looking at. Because it defeats like solo sports are sometimes helpful, like poker for example. Poker psychology is like can you can look at that for a bit, but yeah, there's something different when there's a dynamic between team members, I think.
Did you read some literature on this difference between sport and esport, or you find something on the internet?
Just mostly internet. I didn't really read the psychology on this. I did read. I don't know. I feel like anything that you read is gonna somehow help you. I did read the psychology books for myself. I do think in some way they maybe helped me have it easier communicating with my team, but not specifically for the sports environment necessarily. For that, I just watch videos. I talk to some psychologists, and they have helped me understand more and what to watch more. Like they just put me in the right direction, kind of.
I had a question later. Is the coach in Dota more of the psychologist, strategist, or father of the team? I understand that the psychologist and psychology is a part of the being coach, but what about like strategist and like father figure for the players?
Well, you said I'm young. I don't know. Some people consider me old. So it's a funny term. Like perspective of this age is just funny. I don't know, father figure. I don't think anyone sees me as a father figure in this team. I know some other teams you can see management. Like for example, Team Spirit. I feel like the coach and manager are like viewed as like very highly off. I'm not saying I'm not necessarily viewed that highly off or something, but we're like more um like we're like siblings more than father figure, you know? Like yeah. Uh what was the question?
And about strategists, do
Sorry.
you feel that
Oh.
it's also a big part of it to be
Oh
a
yeah.
strategist?
I I do think well, like I think a lot about Dota. The way we should play Dota is like I think that's what every coach does. It's just that I don't think that's the biggest challenge. That's why I didn't mention it. I also play some, like I try to keep up in like rank, and because we also have like streams. There's pub time, and I try to also keep up with my rank because I do like the idea of. I think in Dota, even though it's a lot of strategy, a lot of pre thought moves and stuff like that, there's a lot, like we play a lot based on feelings, and I like to understand what the feelings are where you play the game, because it can shape strategies more like that. Like something feels bad, you don't want to force it on your players. You want to understand why it feels bad, and if my players, for example, don't express themselves well enough that like why it feels bad, I'll try it myself in some pubs. I'm fortunate enough to be able to play at a reasonably high level in pubs to like to get like a more not like genuine experience on why it feels bad. Therefore,
So
I
it's a
will try
mix of
to
the
form.
psychology and the
Yes,
feelings
yes,
inside of the strategy.
yes, yeah. Therefore, like from that moment on, I will try to talk to my players, figure out how to actually fix the solution, to find the solution.
The team has both experienced and very young players. Who is more difficult to work with, veterans or rookies?
Mm, I don't know. Such a weird question. Not weird. Not sorry. Not, I'm not attacking the question. It's a hard question to answer because everyone is just like nobody's perfect. Everyone's has flaws. So it's just one day somebody can really annoy you really hard, and then it can be somebody else, and then it can be somebody else. It's how you approach it.
Okay,
I
I
don't know.
can have another like question of this question. So, do you feel that you can teach or like show to younger generation more, and it's easier to educate them on some new things or new strategies, for example, but like older will be not so easy to manage?
No, I find it very similar. I find it very similar. It's all about how I approach the subject. It's like it's my skill that I have to improve to know how to talk to people so that they actually are eager to listen to me.
You're from Romania and work in NA region. Do you feel like an outsider in this region or in other ways?
No, full American here. Yeah, no, it's a bit. There's some pride, or I guess, when I mean
Romania
I don't know how
mentioned.
no, no, like we're I'm part of the team that is like NA Last Pride, NA, stuff like that. I'm not from NA, but I do feel like I felt really proudful when we beat Shopify, when we got to like actually represent the whole region ourselves. We didn't do that bad, we didn't do that good either, but we represented a full region. I'm happy I got to represent it with my friends. And yeah, I don't know. The fact that I'm proud that there's also one more flag on Wikipedia showing Romania there. It's always nice, a warm feeling. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not fully an ape. I'm not really representing Romania either. I'm
Somewhere
just
in
I
between.
was there with my friends. Yeah,
Next team that also like close and was closer to in the international in the Latin America, it's Heroic.
yeah,
They like South America and North America, so still you're like representative of the America.
yeah.
Do you have like any analogy how they doing, how you doing? Like, and you like, they good, they great, they move even closer to the finals and the international.
I told them this as well. I was happily surprised to see them perform so well. They improved a lot. So we played them 2 weeks before TA started, and I feel like their shape, their form, their speed in Dota improved a lot, and I was very happy. I have like friends there, and if we're out, I was rooting for them all the whole time. I was really hoping they go like the distance. Mm, yeah, I don't know. It's a team of future, like, I don't know, future stars. You know, the way I see it, they actually keep proving they're like also generating heat or like passion through interviews, which is something I believe is desperately needed in Dota. And I genuinely wish them all the best. I hope they get to prove themselves.
Do you think there's some difference between how they're preparing and you preparing because of the
Yes,
regions?
for sure, for sure. I think even in the same region, there would be huge differences on how we prepare, and it's just because of the small intricacies of like what makes a person interested in, like, I don't know, spending
Passionate.
time with somebody else. Yes, they find other activities than we do to gel together, and from that moment onward, you have to build a full strategy on how to evolve, I would say. Yeah, it's different. Like, we can't just copy. Like, it's not just Dota. We cannot just look at their games and say we're gonna play like heroic from tomorrow. No, it's like they have these personalities that made this Dota possible, and yeah, they got to prove it. We have different personalities. We're playing different Dota. We didn't get to prove it fully, but we proved a bit of it. You know.
Yeah, you finished on the 13th place. How do you personally assess this result? A step forward or disappointment? I understand you lost to Parivision.
The
So,
last games.
yeah, and they were in like finals, so probably you can see them as a uh, strong team. But do you think still you're doing well or disappointed some way?
Well, coming into TI, we kind of saw almost every team as equal. I was very pleasantly surprised during our scrims to see that how even everyone is. We knew that it's gonna be. We have to show up. We have to play good Dota. We have to be in good mental state to actually go. You know, at least through the full group stage, and then actually win more to go playoffs. We didn't do it, but we think Parivision is one of the stronger teams. Obviously, everyone was like having them high up there. I also thought some other teams are gonna be strong, but they fluked and they didn't even make it to playoffs.
No one
Um,
guessed, like zero guesses on the full list of the
yes,
teams. Very surpriseful for
yes.
everyone.
I think maybe if we would have had more experience as like I think TA just makes you more nervous, more emotions. If we had more experience with this, maybe we would have done better. I think we could have won the game 2 against Parivision, and I think we should have won it. But regardless, it's a good result. Just I was wishing for more. Everyone was wishing for more. We did get to play a lot of Dota. In reality, it was 6 series. It's it's just really nice that we got to play a lot of Dota.
Do you think you was some kind of nervous or like pressured by the game?
Yeah, I mean, first day, I think you could really see, like, you can see it, like when you watch the replays, you can see people just play scared. Like, it's very different to, obviously people don't have access to our practice or whatever, but the way we play in practice, the way we play here is just different. It's a different attitude. We kind of got it back as the time went on in the series against Boom, against Nemesis, and against Parivision. We actually started playing the way we want to play. But the first day, I don't think it was really us. I think that comes down to experience. If we had more, maybe we can start from first day, you know, as our Dota.
For you, is not enough like LAN tournaments when you can beat someone in the like face to face, not just online versions. So it's not enough on the Dota scene.
Mm, not sure. I don't know exactly when or how this nervousness disappears. I think it's just suddenly goes away, you don't feel it anymore, and you're gonna look back in time and you're gonna be like, aha, this is the moment. But while you're living it, I don't think you're gonna actually understand when it happens.
What did you personally wanted to achieve at this TI? Prove something to yourself, to the region, or the entire Dota scene?
Well, first things first, I really wanted to prove I can make it to TI, and I made it to TI. I know I haven't had I guess the biggest success as a player. I know that, but I was also playing for a long time. I've been in the scene for a long time, and it's have like making it here. It was just a lot of like good feelings. I really wanted because during this season we haven't made it to playoffs yet. I wanted to make it to playoffs. Would have loved to be in front of the crowd. Actually, be there in the booths is like I think something everyone describes it as being something different. But I believe we kind of achieved the minimum expectations we set to ourselves. Uh, we exceeded other people's expectations. That's what I know for sure. A lot of people had us at 0-4. But yeah, my expectations are at least I'm very realistic of like I like given the vibes in the team, the way we actually feel. I think we were very on the edge to actually go through. We did we got a nice result. I don't know. I'm okay with it.
Good. Um, you have Heroic on your list that you was surprised by their game and you're happy for them. Who else did you notice among the teams that make it to the international? Like the team or the tactic strategies, hero picks that surprise you?
Well, I'm not gonna be lame and say Falcons, and you know, I mean, everyone is watching Falcons replays. Everyone is cheering for them. I'm very happy for like them to have won. It's like I don't know,
I was
but
cheering for Extreme Gaming.
I was like I for one had the finals to be XG Falcons actually, but I thought it's gonna be the other way around. I thought it's gonna be XG from upper, Falcons from lower, and I thought XG is gonna win. Um, but in reality, I really didn't like from the beginning of everything. I didn't think Extreme is gonna make it out of groups. This was my expectations after seeing them play in groups. I I had trust in them, but the team I was following and I was like really cheering as well alongside Heroic was Nigma. How can you not? How can you not? They play their own heroes. They don't give anything about anyone. They're just gonna pick their heroes. They're gonna play nice Dota, long Dota, like very exciting to watch. There's bears taking Raxes. There's team fights that are just crazy and you don't understand what's happening. How can you not love watching them play? I don't know.
And what about like hero picks?
Yeah, for hero picks as well. I was expecting some of their picks, but not because they're obvious, but because we played them. I was also expecting some of heroic picks, not because they're obvious, but because we played them. It's like they surprised us in practice. It's I would say fun to draft against, fun to play against, and fun to watch. The fact that whatever happened with the patch when they stopped Pro Tracker and all that stuff made Dota insanely harder to predict and insanely fun to watch, I think.
In some games, it was really like
Yes.
slow, and then something happened in the moment.
Okay.
Like,
Okay, those games are too snoozy. Okay.
like totally cinema to watch them. What lesson did you learn for yourself as the coach for this after this tournament?
And Dota a lot. Outside of Dota, I don't know. I don't think it was like a huge stepping stone in like my mentality on how to approach people like players. I just did what I did all the time. I talked to everyone in team, trying to understand what feels wrong and not and good, and try to fix that. Like, if someone feels more down, I'll talk to them more. And if like just I didn't really get like a huge takeaway from this TI. I think other than we perhaps just need more experience, and everyone should do their best to make it here again.